Hi guys! Welcome to our vlog. So for this video, I'll be doing solo because my husband, Alwin, is currently at work. So ako muna yung magdi-discuss sa inyo about the highly requested topic, and that is the proof of funds. So if you're interested in this topic, please keep on watching. So, ano ba yung tinatawag nating proof of funds? So, if you have already watched our previous video regarding the expenses that we have incurred in going to Canada, iba pa yun sa proof of funds. Yung actual expenses, yun yung mga ginastos namin sa mga documents, sa medical, para makapunta ng Canada. But in this topic, the proof of funds, this is separate. Separate pa na paglalaanan natin ng pera. So, ano ba tong proof of funds? So, proof of funds is just one of the many aspects that we need to show to the visa officer in order for us to be given a student permit. So, pwede natin yon ikwento as a part of our SOP or study plan, or pwede rin as it's a separate portion that you will be uploading in your GC key. So, proof of funds, or yung iba, tinatawag tong show money. But for me, it's really a proof of your financial capability. Bakit? Because these funds will really be used when you arrive here in Canada. So, this proof of funds, of course, by the word proof, it needs to be proven. Ano ba yung mga documents na pwede nating i-show sa visa officer para mapakita natin that we really have the capacity to study in Canada. Of course, first and foremost, we can present to them the bank certificate or bank statement. So, in the website of Canada, it mentions at least 4 months daw yung bank statement or bank certificate nyo. But for us, we secured at least 6 months. So, it's better na rin na mas mahaba. At least, the visa officer can really know that our accounts have been there for a very long time, and not just for the purpose of getting student permit. So there are questions that pwede bang bank certificate na lang instead of bank statement? Well, merong ding na-approve na nakapagpasa lang ng bank certificate and did not include any bank statement, pero it's a case-to-case basis. For us, we don't want to risk that thing. So, nagsigurado na kami and we presented both. So, bank statement and bank certificate. And it will not matter kung gaano pa karami yung banks na meron kayong account. So, meron kaming present, of course, meron sa BDO, meron sa Metrobank, meron din sa Union Bank. So, it depends. Pwede rin namang isang account na lang as long as that account will already satisfy na the proof of funds requirement. So, how about the joint account? Kailangan ba joint account na yung mag-asawa? So, no, it's not necessary. You can present your bank accounts separately. So, for us, we did that, of course, separately. I presented my bank account and my husband presented his own bank account and statements. Pero, overall, pinag-total namin yon to show the visa officer that we have these funds. So, another proof that you can show that you have these funds is through the Guaranteed Investment Certificate or the GIC. So, ano ba tong Guaranteed Investment Certificate? So, ano ba tong Guaranteed Investment Certificate? So, for us, hindi kasi namin to na-try, but I think this is kind of time deposit na i-open nyo sa any bank in Canada, like in Scotiabank or TD Bank or in CIBC, and then you will put that money in that bank, and then upon arriving here in Canada, you can get a portion of it, a lump sum, and then the remaining amount will be given to you like monthly or bi-monthly depending on your terms. So, unti-unti nyo lang makukuha yung money na yun. For example, ang nilagay nyong amount sa GIC nyo ay 10,000 Canadian dollars. So, upon arriving here in Canada, you can get, for example, 2,000 Canadian dollars muna. And then on the succeeding months, you will be given like 1,000 until maubos yon. And then it will be recomputed na rin naman because there is somehow an interest that will be given to you by the bank for opening that GIC. So, GIC is sort of a commitment na rin pag nakita ng visa officer na okay, that person really has funds, okay, in Canada. Makakaya niya talaga mag-aral inside Canada. But for us, we did not open a guaranteed investment certificate. Guaranteed investment certificate will be best if you will be doing the student direct stream or the SDS application. Kasi kami, ang ginawa namin, regular application lang. Because DIY, regular application, in that regular application, you will not be needing to do that GIC and also the IELTS. But if you want to do the SDS or the student direct stream, you have to secure the guaranteed investment certificate plus do the IELTS. Ano ba yung difference ng student direct stream and the regular application? When I check, the student direct stream will allow you your application to be processed within 20 days lang. So that's what it says there. But if you apply using the regular stream lang, the student permit will be processed like 9 weeks to up to 13 weeks or so. Pero during our time, kasi parang wala na rin naging masyadong difference yung SDS and the regular application dahil minsan nga mas mabilis pang na ipoprocess yung mga regular applications compared sa student direct stream. But of course, marami pa rin namang gumagawa ng guaranteed investment certificates to resort to student direct stream because, well, it depends, of course, on the backlog. So, kung natapos naman na ng mga visa officers yung mga backlogs, maybe they can revert to the 20-day processing of the application in case you fall under the SDS. Another proof that you can show to the visa officer regarding your funds are the bank draft, or if you have loans or educational loans, you can show that. So, another thing is that if ever nauna yung pagbabayad nyo ng tuition kesa sa pag-a-apply nyo for study permit, you can of course submit the proof of payment of that tuition fee. So, just attach any proof of payment na nagbayad kayo na ng tuition fee nyo in your designated learning institution. And finally, another proof that you can show to the visa officer is if you really do not have these funds in your own capacity, you can have a sponsor. So, sino ba yung mga pwedeng maging sponsor? So, wala namang rule na nagsasabing only the family members can be a sponsor. Pwedeng tita, tito, or any good friend can sponsor you as long as that person really has the capacity to support you in your studies. So, mostly, as proof of that support, that person must provide an affidavit of support. So, you can go to your nearest lawyer and to have that affidavit notarized as proof na isusupport niya talaga kayo, for example, up to a certain amount or for the whole tuition fee. So, that can be stated in that document. Of course, another attachment that will be good as a supporting document will be the bank account and bank statement of that sponsoring person. So, pwedeng tita, tito, ganyan. So, ipapakita niya rin yung capacity niya na isupport ka sa studies mo. But of course, you have to note that if you are already older in age, the visa officer is already expecting you to have earned a little or some during your career year. So, it's really not good na totality ng tuition fee ay sasagutin ng sponsor. So, it will be the best na kahit papano naman, you will be presenting your own funds to support your studies in Canada. So, another question is, are bulk deposits allowed? So, bulk deposits, ito yung medyo malalakihang deposit sa account ninyo na makikita. For example, ng visa officer, biglaan na may nag-deposit nyo, 500,000 pesos, and that is unusual. Hindi naman tayo sumusweldo, for example, ng 500,000 a month. So, will that be allowed or red flag yun? So, it will become a red flag if you will not be able to explain in your study plan or in your document that you will be submitting to the visa officer kung saan nanggaling yung bulk deposit na yon. Because magiging curious si visa officer, baka naglalagay lang to ng big amount, baka nag-loan lang to somewhere. So, the intention of you studying in Canada will be marked as not genuine. So, dapat we will be able to explain that. For example, 500,000 came from the sale of my property. You can do that. So, hindi naman bawal talaga yung bulk deposits as long as you can explain that properly. But as much as possible, if you will not be able to explain that, umiwas na lang tayo sa mga bulk deposits. Or you can like scatter that. You can make the deposit in staggering arrangements. Now, let's go to the more exciting part, and that is how much is that proof of funds that you have to show to the visa officer. So, magkano ba talaga? We're done with the documents on the first part of this video. Ngayon, magkano na yung kailangan natin ipakita kay visa officer? So, based from the website of Canada, okay, I have found this calculation or computation. So, for a student, dapat meron ka ng reading 10,000 Canadian dollars. But, if you will be bringing your husband with you, an additional 4,000 Canadian dollars must be added to that proof of funds. Ang gagawin ko na lang example is for us, the family of 3 kami. So, because I have a baby, so that 10,000 plus 4,000 for my husband, another 3,000 will be added to that total. So, a total of 17,000 Canadian dollars must be presented as our proof of funds for the cost of living. So, 17,000 Canadian dollars, if you are going to times that sa 43, it's around 730,000 pesos. So, kindly take note that the more family members that you would want to bring in Canada during study, the higher will be the cost of living expenses na i-require sa inyo ni Canada. So, if you are to add another member, family member for example, kasi dalawa yung kids nyo, so that's 10,000 for the student, 4,000 for the husband, 3,000 for the first child, and another 3,000 for the second child. So, how much more na lang kapag family of 5 kayo or family of 6? So, mas tumataas talaga yung cost of living expenses na i-require sa inyo ni Canada. So, another thing is that this 17,000 Canadian dollars for us is our proof of funds for the cost of living for the first year. So, cost of living expenses pa lang yun. So, that's for the payment of our rent, or bills, and our food and groceries. Pero another part na dapat i-add natin for the proof of funds is the tuition fee. So, magkano ba yung tuition fee? Usually naman, ang nare-require lang naman talaga na ipakita is the first year. So, if you'll be doing a certificate program, there's no problem kasi 1 year lang naman talaga yung certificate. But what if 2 years yung program mo? Kailangan ba whole amount for that 2 years ipakita mo na rin as proof of funds? As a rule, no. So, ang nire-require lang naman is the first year. But, nagsigurado na kami, we don't want kasi to be rejected on the basis of proof of funds. So, kung pwede naman din ipakita until second year, so why not? At least, the visa officer will really feel na, okay, you will not be draining your funds and your bank just because you will be studying in Canada. So, it's really important to check for the costs of your tuition fee depending on the school that you have chosen. So, for me, we can estimate it around 20,000 a year. Kung 2 years yung course ko, or program ko, it will cost us 40,000 Canadian dollars. So, adding the 40,000 Canadian dollars to the 17,000 cost of living, okay, it can cost us around 57 Canadian dollars, or converting that to Philippine peso, nasa around 2.4 to 2.5 million pesos. But of course, sabi nga namin, you can do higher. Kasi ayaw rin naman ni visa officer na sagad-sagad yung account nyo. Tapos yun lang yung ipapakita nyo kung ilan lang yung kailangan. Because I remember reading a certain refusal note na sinasabi ni visa officer na he was declined dahil hindi niya na-satisfy yung proof of funds since ang pag-aaral daw sa Canada ay makaka-drain sa lahat-lahat ng funds na meron siya. So, yon, it's really important na magkaroon pa rin ng konting allowance na ipapakita sa visa officer in order for us na maging okay sa proof of funds. But if you are solely a student without any husband to bring with you or any child to bring with you, of course, that will be cheaper. So, basing that on our computation, that's 10,000 cost of living plus the tuition fee for the first year. So, if that is 20,000 Canadian dollars plus 10,000 cost of living, you're only required, if you're the only one there, na mag-present ng proof of funds around 30,000 Canadian dollars. And that's around 1.2 to 1.3 million pesos. So that's why it's really important for you to select if you will be doing a certificate program which is only 1 year or a diploma program which is 2 years. Of course, kapag diploma program talaga, mas mahal because you will have to reserve a tuition fee payment for 2 years. Pag certificate program, 1 year, okay na, you're good to go. But yun nga, we have explained in our previous video the benefit. Lalo na rin kami, we selected diploma kahit na mahal kasi we are already risking our career, our life. We have given up everything sa Philippines para makupunta sa Canada. And kapag hindi kasi tayo na PR within a given time, for example, if I will be selecting lang a 1-year program, I will be like given a 1-year PGWP, and within that 1-year period, we have to be PRs na. So, I don't really want to be pressured, lalo na dala-dala ko lahat ng family ko, ng baby ko. So, we took the longer route, pero mas mahal talaga. Pero at least, safer na, we have peace of mind kasi nga, if you will be taking a 2-year program in Canada, you can be given a 3-year PGWP or post-graduation work permit. So, in total, we can be here in Canada for 5 years. And within that 5 years, I can think naman that we have already discovered the ways in order to be a permanent resident here in Canada. So that's all for this video. If you learned something from here, please like this video. Please subscribe na rin and click the notification button to be updated in our future posts. So that's it. Thank you for watching. Bye!